Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Lord of the Rings, the Third Age walkthrough. We've got some, alright, looks like we got some points to put into Elagast, who was that? He must have hit level, was that 60 or 70? I don't know, he's super leveled. Anyways, we've got a somewhat interesting fight here coming up.
Here comes the tower!
Idril! Elagast! Down the wall! Keep that thing away! Hathor and Berithor! Fire that catapult! We shall try to hold them while you bring the tower down!
Alright, so again, this one's a little odd in that your party splits up. It's a 3-3. Morwen, Aedan, and Hadhad is your first team here. And man, Morwen just gets slammed. I guess the goal of this is to just take down these little dudes as soon as you possibly can, and if you can do it in like a turn or two, I believe then this group of characters won't have reinforcements to deal with. My impression was that they kind of like run past your first 3 characters and then join the battle with this Nazgul. And again, now I'm not 100% sure, but that was my impression of this. And then once you deal with the Nazgul, I think you can fire the catapult, which then stops the reinforcements from getting to the first group. Again, I'm not 100% sure on all that. I guess when it comes down to it, though, you don't have to worry too much about I guess letting the reinforcements by, because yeah, they'll kind of annoy you for this. Actually, yeah, they are quite a bit more of an annoyance than in this fight. But you know, I guess you just don't really want to deal with everything all at once. But that being said, you know, if you're not able to get the stuff down, eventually it won't be a big deal. I think there's only ever, you know, I don't know, 2 or 3 rounds of having to deal with this. The one thing I noticed was the very first time around, or with the first playthrough here, I was not able to take down this Nazgul very quickly. And if I remember right, I used a bunch of turns to buff, and then the battle just swapped over to the other group, and so I literally didn't accomplish anything in this fight. So it was kind of weird. I was like, wait, what? And then when it goes back to this group, I think all your buffs are gone. So I don't know. I guess my recommendation then would be to not like go crazy overboard with the buffs, because you're gonna kind of end up losing them anyway. And wow, okay, so that was quick. And there you go. So there we're firing the catapult. We'll see what ends up happening here. Okay, well I'm getting... Okay, so maybe this doesn't work exactly the way I thought. Yeah, because now we have to... Now we have to fight these guys anyway. Okay, well, whatever. Take them down as fast as you can, I guess, still. At the very least, then you won't have to deal with the reinforcements for this fight. Yeah, and there you go. See, all the buffs are gone. So again, don't spend a ton of, extra time with buffs. And wow, yeah, okay, I forgot about that. So crippling works on these, which is, God, how crazy is that? All right, Elagast with True Shot here. Come on, buddy. And boom, 60k. That is True Shot. He's got about 150 or so spirit and an ancient Elfstone of action enhancement. So again, unfortunately, you normally wouldn't have access to that Elfstone at this point, but that being said, True Shot is still insanely powerful at this point of the game, no matter what. I believe in my first playthrough I was doing over 10k. I was probably doing closer to 15, anywhere probably from 15 to 20k with that. And obviously the Nazgul does not last long with a frenzied true shot, and then a war cried true shot. So
There are more orcs behind us.
We must go deeper into the city with haste.
Nazgul!
Forward to the gate.
dude's got talent. All right, doing a front flip and in that kind of armor. All right. In the streets here, there's all kinds of triggered battles, and one of them is fairly well hidden. So we will obviously. Well, I found that. Oh, and what do we have here? I think that's his best axe, or am I wrong here? 220. Oh, okay. So actually, that other one is better. The Dwarven Mithril Warhammer, or whatever that is. That's an evil mode hammer. I believe that's a Minas Tirith fight as well. There's a bunch of really good weapons for the, I believe, for the Minas Tirith evil mode. Anyways, there's a bunch of, ooh, and yeah, okay, we got the new top for Idril here. Unfortunately, you take a little bit of a spirit hit, but I felt like the armor was worth it. But anyways, again, there's a ton of triggered fights here in this little portion of the street. So I'll show you one that I had actually missed on my original playthrough. So once we get there, I'll point that out. And here I just use a Valorious Haste right away because those 3 orcs were going to get turns. So I hasted, or put your used haste on Elagast, so that I could get that sleep off, and then boom, that is all taken care of. And I noticed here, so that caster would have got 2 turns in a row, and I'm not really sure if that was happening on my first playthrough or not. Again, in this particular playthrough, I have much less speed than I did on my first playthrough. I'm betting at least 50 less speed on every single character, and you know, that speed actually went into all of my characters' spirit stat instead for this playthrough. But again, I don't really remember if that was the case for the first playthrough or not, whether or not the, you know, like the casters were getting multiple turns right in a row, because that just seems a little odd. But anyways, all right, so we got a Tacits, is that for Morrowind here? And I don't know what I was doing. I must have got distracted here. I'm gonna stand around and look at this. Oh, what? No. Defy water file. That's so lame. And an Ent draft file. I don't know. Lame stuff. Lame. Stop being so lame. Wow, yeah, I really was taking my time here. Alright, anyways. So, again, I think the axes that Morrowind's equipped with right now, wow, those actually look a lot like that axe that I just got with Hadhod. Huh. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright, so where's our next triggered fight? Looks like it's right up here next to this chest. Yep. What do you know? Oh, the big miss with the Morgul shot. Womp womp. Alright, what do we got here? 3 archers and a dude with a sword and board. Alright, so nothing fancy here. Sleep arrows if you need. What are we doing? I don't know that I really need 15 health. What? Why would I bother doing that? Oh, maybe I wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah, that's right. Alright, so I wanted to make sure that Morrowind got a turn, because I was still trying to get, you know, EXP with her, or as much as I could. And, you know, in order to get her to participate in in the fight. She needed to actually get a turn. Whereas if I would have just wheeled a fire right away, you know, I would have blown everything apart. And I think I was actually trying to get Elagast his last Ranger craft ability, which is Fangorn Roots, and I never did. I never ended up getting that on this playthrough. I just didn't use Arrows of Sleep nearly as much as I did in my first playthrough. And I'm not really sure why. I guess it just turned out that way. And alright, so here's another triggered fight that actually probably would have been pretty easy to get past. But I kind of, you know, came back to it. Alright, put that guy with the spear down right away. And then we'll just one-shot the rest. So there you have it. I mean, even sadly, even Morwen can become a good caster with the right stuff, and that's mostly the ancient Elfstone. And then again, unfortunately, we're not able to get that for a little bit yet. The Pelennor Fields evil mode is the way to get those babies, and they are so good. All right, there is a hidden triggered fight here down this alley. There you go. So this is the one I was talking about before. I missed this the first playthrough, and I believe this gets you a spear for Eowyn. I'm not sure how good it is, but just know that it's here. And I'm not sure what I'm going for here. Maybe same deal. Maybe I wanted Morwen to get a turn. Oh. 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 Okay. Oh, there's another one down. I thought he was going to live. Ah, that guy did, though. Paralyzing shot? Odd choice. He was so low on health, I'm sure anything could have killed him, but oh well. I think that's it before the troll. Let's see here. Okay, second age Fountain Guard Bronze Spear. Okay. Yeah, and if I remember right, I mean, maybe this would have been good if I didn't already have better, but ooh, when did we get these? These are Elagast's best fan braces in the game, and those are really fantastic. Yeah, actually, this thing is... Yeah, that thing is really nice, actually. If I didn't already have the evil mode weapons for this area, I definitely would have equipped that. It had like 3 spirit on it. I don't think there's any other triggered fights. I think that was all of them. So I guess I just... Yeah, I must have saved here. And then stood around for a while. So yeah, that was it. This is actually a pretty compact area, but there's you know, a couple of, like I said, there's just a couple of fights that are actually pretty easy to miss if you're not, you know, going out of your way to try to get into those fights. These trolls, the one on the right, again, we're just gonna suffocate evil him because it's super cheap and effective. The guy on the left here, same deal. He's obviously going to be able to stun your character, so you're either going to want to stand fast or, well, yeah, I guess I would just recommend stand fast. God, that shield looks cool. Swift Hammer. Alright, that's not the stunning ability, but that's okay. Better to be safe than sorry. Dwarven Ale. Dwarven Ale is actually fairly useful. Attack Troll Captain. Cutting them down quickly. Yeah, okay. So, again, now, you know, I've mentioned this a couple of different times, but the very first trolls that look like that with the hammer at the beginning of Minas Tirith have, you know, a different description as well as different immunities. And then at some point, you know, it changes, and it's a little confusing. And again, I kind of feel like they screwed up at a certain point there with the immunities, but you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. Doesn't really Doesn't really matter. Nothing I can do about it. Thump. Look at that damage. They hit so hard. But they still die. Anyways. And I brought Hadad in to use Gift of Galadriel on Elagast, and then I accidentally hit the button too fast and I healed himself. So, womp womp. Anyways, alright, let's keep moving here. Hopefully we get something cool for this battle. Sword and a new spear, and I bet that spear is garbage.
The gates are secure. Identify yourselves.
I am Berethor, formerly of the Citadel Guard.
I have heard of you. Your banishment is still in force, but we need every sword.
Are the streets ahead secure?
No, orcs with torches scaled the walls. They burn homes and shops behind us.
This is my city, and even Denethor cannot prevent my defending it.
Very well, then. Defend our catapults as you travel through. We must drive the orcs away from the walls. Mithrandir is above, rallying the soldiers. He spoke of you earlier. He is wise beyond all my knowing.
We have fought together. Now I must quench the fires that separate us.
Okay. So apparently Berethor is still banished. Because he plays by his own rules, though. Alright, so this thing, wow, that's got a ton of strength on it. Obviously, I'm not going to equip it because I don't care, but... the Sword of Minas Tirith, it's okay. 2 strength, 2 spirit, but the minus... I don't know, whatever. It is what it is, but... 175 damage and plus 17 damage per level. That's fairly decent for this point in the game. I didn't bother, though, because of the negative to strength... Or sorry, the negative to speed and what was it, Dex, I think? Anyways. Numenorian Steel Pauldrons. Those sound good. That's actually probably his best. Berethor's best pauldrons in the game would be my guess. Sure, before long we'll actually end up at... There we go. Should say there we go. Numenorian Steel, yeah, okay. Yeah, so a direct upgrade, as usual. Those other ones looked cooler, I'm gonna be honest. Those were cooler looking. Oh well. Alright, what do we have here? Alright, so 2 of these guys are gonna be immune to arrows of sleep, but that's okay. I'll take it. Half is still alright. That's still acceptable. And then we'll nuke that guy down, take the caster out, and then all we've really got to worry about is the guy with the spear will still be loose. I think he gets in it. Nope. Okay, never mind. He died to Wheel of Fire's damage over time. I thought he might actually get a turn, but not the case. I probably could have used Blinding Light to just take him out, but that's okay. Wheel of Fire worked just as well. And here I was, again, you know, kind of trying to be thorough here, making sure that I wasn't missing any fixed battles, so I actually ended up, I think, getting into, you know, a couple extra just random encounters here in the streets, but Sauron Blood and Arnor Mushrooms. Arnor Mushrooms are really good. Again, you know, those are the ones that lower your AP cost to 0 for the rest of the fight. Cuse of Might, Pin of Sanctuary. I don't think I use this. I mean, that's pretty good. 17 strength, 7 dex, but minus 4 speed. Not real wild about that. But it's still decent. That's a lot of strength. And then this thing is fantastic. 17 speed and 13 spirit. Eowyn does get, I think, a better pendant later on, but I prefer this one for a little while. And then I don't think there was anything down this street, but I'm going to check anyway. Alright, so same fight as last time. So yeah. What did I want to attack? Oh, so we have a fight coming up. I don't know if it'll be. It's definitely not this. It's not this video, and it may not be the. It'll probably be the one after that. So maybe I'll just keep that to myself for now. Anyways, and about yeah, I guess I can talk about it. We don't really have anything to mention about this video, but in a couple of battles, we'll have an area where we'll need to concentrate on getting into some random encounters. And I kind of, you know, I guess we'll discuss it a little bit more once we actually get there. But there's a kind of a hidden piece of armor for Hadhod there, and it's his best. It's actually his best chest piece in the game. And like I said, it's actually kind of hidden unless you take the time to get into random encounters. And I think that was actually a mistake, but again, you know, we'll talk about that a bit more once we get there. But I kind of looked at it as it seemed a little similar to that Helm's Deep battle where we were able to acquire essentially infinite cracked elf stones of fire protection. You know, I kind of feel like they meant that battle to be a fixed battle, but you know, for whatever reason, something got messed up and. Well, you know, you could do it multiple times. Alright, I should say it seemed like to me like it should have been flagged as a fixed battle, but instead it got flagged as a random encounter. And I kind of feel like that's how this one coming up kind of plays out as well. But anyways, like I said, I suppose we'll speak about that a bit more once we actually get there. And I think there's a treasure chest up here to the left, and I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I think we already explored everything back here. Getting into extra fights, no biggie. That's just more experience. Same exact fight as the last, what, is this the third one in a row now? With the two tool dual wielders, caster and the spear guy. I never bothered to learn the names of these actual orcs, so hopefully I'm descriptive enough so that everyone knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, you know what? We're coming up on the end of this video, so I think there's actually a treasure chest. If I remember right, it's got a new piece of leg armor, or I think it's a fold, I think, in this game. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that's in this treasure chest up here to the left. But we've got to save, and I'm gonna have to cut the commentary. So, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope these guys are helpful though, and hope you join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.